My thing too is that like everybody's situation is always different too. Like I can't sit up here and say like, oh, you're gonna make over $100,000 or you're gonna be able to travel the world and do this because you're not me, just like I'm not you. Like I'm not Pinky the porn star and you're not Imani. Everybody's walk of life and what they do and how they do things is completely different. So just because, for instance, if I play basketball, I probably wasn't good. I didn't make it to the league or the big championship or whatever because that's just not my way of life and what I was gonna do. I probably was good, but I wasn't that good. There's always somebody out there better. There's LeBron James or Michael Jordan.
But when you're talking about the sex industry, it's not about necessarily somebody being better all the time. It could also be what that person might have to offer that's different than the other person. Because there's so many men out there that like different things. Like when you go on these websites, they have different categories: young, hairy, pussy shaved, pregnant, BBW, blonde, and, so it's kind of like sometimes it might just be you filling a niche or a void, or offering a different personality or even a body type, so it don't necessarily mean somebody's that's the best, but I will say that you have to have the patience and personality and just know how to deal with the fans to get the money, because some girls be having incredible bodies and they spend a lot of time on cam and I see them, but they don't really know how to get the money from them, so they end up doing a whole bunch of free stuff or wasting a lot of time being bored, might have a nice body, and then you just see them bored on cam watching TV with their booty to the cam, and it's like some people just don't know how to actually get the money. They on cam, but they don't know what to say or how to be sexy. Like, I actually learned how to talk sexy and to talk better by being on cam. Because I used to think it was, like, awkward or stupid to talk sexy talk or talk dirty. Like, the stuff that I used to say in my porns, I used to pre-plan what I was going to say beforehand because I didn't know how to talk dirty. So I used to be like, okay, this time I'm going to say this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm going to say this, or I'm going to say that. So I used to already know what I wanted to say in my mind, so when I would do the scene, I would just start saying the stuff because it didn't come natural to me. But Cameron actually opened me up to, like, masturbating and being comfortable with masturbating or talking dirty and stuff like that. And which is weird because I didn't start camming until way after I had been doing porn and everything else, Nobody would have never knew that I didn't feel comfortable talking dirty or I didn't feel comfortable masturbating, because you would never know because I was a good actress. But I actually didn't open up to feeling more and more comfortable doing those things until camming. So, but I mean, you say, like, you asked me, what if somebody really wants to do it, It's just crazy because I just feel differently. Like, I'm older now and I'm more experienced, and, I've been through a lot, I've seen a lot, and I just feel like it's not worth it, If somebody can, like you said, and I'm glad you brought that up, about how people can live in the fast life and not have stuff to show for it. But it's somebody that can work a regular job and they got their 2 cars and they're a homeowner, et cetera, So some people think the grass is greener on the other side. You know what I mean? Yeah. And that goes both ways, where the person with the regular job could be looking at you like, damn, you get paid to party. Or, damn, you make money hella easier, quicker. Man, you get to live this exciting life. But then on the flip side, the person is looking at you like, well, you have stability. You know what I mean? Yeah. You have this, you have that. So it's going to always look like, people don't want what they can't have or feel like the grass is greener on the other side. Like, you really won't know until you in that person's shoes, Just like I can say, what if I would have just went to college and never been in the adult industry? But I came from, a family where I wasn't street smart. I didn't know nothing about relationships or men or wasn't taught anything. I was just smart in school, So I have friends who were smart in school too, and they ended up, going to college and they're professional lawyers or whatever, teachers and stuff like that in their careers, but they end up having a man who dogged them or cheated on them, or now they having a hard time finding a man, so now they thinking about being gay. It's like they still having all these dumbass issues that any woman would have, versus instead of me going that route, like I feel like the way that I went, I learned about hella stuff young. So instead of me going to college, me working at the club and doing the stuff that I did, even though it was super negative, I end up learning a lot about stuff and having some game about myself to where now I can, spot bullshit a mile away.
Yeah.
Or whatever. So it's kind of like I might have been taught or learned, different life lessons or how to deal with men and stuff like that. But on the flip side of that, I'm the oldest of 11. I have 8 sisters. But not ever have I ever done an interview when I said that anyone ever asked me, well, like somebody might have said, how do my parents feel? But nobody's ever asked me how I feel about having that many sisters and what influence I have on my sisters. And if, nobody ever got at me like that, and I've thought about it. And my thing is this, and I just said this last night when conversating with a close friend of mine.
Okay.
I feel like today, looking back, it's not to say, oh, I regret this, I regret that. God has a plan for all of us. But I do feel like with the free will He gives us, that things can go different ways depending on what decisions you make, And I feel like everything I always did was always for my family. That was my motivation. Like, oh, I want to move my family out the hood. I want my family to have this. I want my family to have that. So I always took them school shopping, Christmas shopping, bought them all the stuff that I didn't have, paid for bills, offered to move my mom into places and houses in different cities with no crime or low crime. They never wanted to move, Yeah. So it's kind of like now I think about it like, damn, I did all of this thinking that I was sacrificing my soul, for my family, and then I look back, was it worth it? I don't feel like it was worth it because my family still got a hood mentality, you know what I'm saying? I lost a brother and a sister to the streets, you know what I mean? Yeah. I feel like, damn, now I'm looking at like, well, maybe the way to save my family would have been for me to just been a good girl and went to college and maybe became something respectful that they could look up to follow in my footsteps. Okay. Because they can't follow in my footsteps of being a porn star. Who wants to be a fucking porn star? Nobody. You know what I'm saying? You're not supposed to want to be, at least. You're not supposed to want to be. But we keep trying to convince ourselves and make everything seem like it's cool, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool, it's cool. It's really not. You know what I'm saying? It's not. Just because we want it and we attracted to it and we have an appetite for it, don't mean it's right. Yeah. Don't mean it's supposed to be acceptable just because we accept it because I do it, I look good doing it, and I'm so popular, and everybody loves Pinky, and that don't mean I want my sister to do it. I wouldn't want my future daughter, or I would, you know what I'm saying? I wouldn't look. You don't look at no 4-year-old child and tell them, man, maybe one day you could be a porn star just like me. That's not. No, you don't. You don't do that. So it's not to say. It's just to say that sometimes you only thinking about what's in front of you. Yeah. So when I was in high school, I went to school with other kids who, they was like, I'm gonna be a doctor, I'm gonna be a lawyer. You said you wanted to be a teacher, you got ridiculed and shitted on. Like, oh, you trying to take the easy way out? You stupid. You know what I'm saying? So when I didn't immediately go to college right after high school, I thought my life was over. It wasn't nobody there to say, girl, you tripping. You better go to junior college and transfer to a state or university after 2 years. I didn't have nobody to tell me, like, your whole life is ahead of you. Are you crazy? You're only 17 years old. What do you mean your life is over because you didn't go to college immediately? Like, you tripping. So I thought I was under, like, my house burned down. I was stressed out the game. So I was looking at it like, man, and then my neighbor, she was already a strip hoe, been trying to get me about that life, and I was a good girl. Like, no, I would never do that. My house burned down. It's like, look, you all lost everything. Don't you want to help your family? So I got lured in on some going through a tragedy my senior year, your house burned down. Oh, this is the perfect opportunity. I bet you'll do X, Y, and Z now. And then me getting involved in that. And not to say I still worked at Lady Foot Locker. I still was what do you call it? A receptionist.
Yeah.
I still had professional jobs. It wasn't like I just went to strip hoeing full time.
No.
It was just I was being sexually harassed and mistreated so much at the regular workplace that I felt like, shit, if I'm going to go through all of this, I might as well do this over here full time and make more money.
Yeah.
So then it's like, so not to say everybody got their own story of how something went, you know?
Yeah.
But now looking back, I feel like I was lost. I didn't have no guidance. The guidance that I had was negative, you know, and the people I was around, they didn't think it was nothing wrong with it because they felt like they was only getting it how they lived. They didn't realize that I did have the potential to be something better or do something different.
Yeah.
They just was thinking like, oh, I'm just putting you on. I'm just showing you what I know. If you somebody who sell crack, you know, sometimes, you know, niggas don't look at it like, oh, he's going to be the next doctor or the next president. He looking at it like, man, you in the hood just like I am. You better learn how to cook this dope up. You know what I'm saying? So it's not nobody's fault. It just is what it was, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I say when young people get at me, I'm not going to be the person to be like, yeah, this is how you do it. Because I feel like you're young and you don't have enough life experience to even make that type of life-changing decision. And it's different when girls dance at the club and then be like, well, yeah, I danced, but that was behind me, you know, versus you taking cum shots in the face and images and videos that people can pull up on your phone and be like, oh, look, that's your mama. Like, that's different.
Yeah.
It's not the same. Even girls who I know who was prostitutes, who stopped prostituting and moved on and live a whole different lifestyle as a nurse now, married, or however, you know, a dentist assistant or, you know, open their own hair salon or whatever. And that all of that was just the past. But when you have videos and pictures and images, like, that's kind of different, you know? Yeah. And I think that's a big reason why. Exactly. I think that's a big reason why a lot of girls don't want to make that jump. But then you got to notice it's hella people who went to college, you know, did their degree, did this, did that, you know, their career, and they might be 35 and just sexy. And they say, you know what, I'm proud of my body. I want to make a calendar. I want to do a twerk website. I want to put videos up and be like this and be like that. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. So I think a lot of people kind of, because I feel like the internet should be for family, friends, keep in touch, you know, comedy, entertainment, promotion for your business, whatever. I don't agree with women posting twerk videos and videos of this and pictures of this and nudity, all of this, and you're not promoting anything. You're not trying to get promotion for your Connect Pal, your website, or, oh, call my hot sex line, or if you, it's like you're just doing it. You're just doing it to be doing it. You know what I'm saying? But
for free.
It's some people who do it because they feel proud of their bodies, or I'm not talking about the young girls. I'm saying it's older women I've seen their Instagram page where they'll be like a store owner and have their own successful business, but they got a nice body and they be in music videos and twerking and doing this and doing that because they still want to do stuff that they probably didn't get a chance to do when they was young, and they want, when they old, super old, to be able to look back like, damn, look, I was 35 doing this and that, and doing this and that. Look at how good I look. But it's confusing because you got all these young girls doing it, everybody doing it. So now it's like you're giving off all this free jack-off material.
Right.
So people don't understand, like, some women don't understand the extent that before all of this, niggas was jacking off to the magazines. Niggas was going to secret websites where they was sharing pictures, not even videos to jack off to. Like, I was with someone for years who was producing and directing my porn, who liked to have sex with me while watching scenes of me, and he still looked at websites with pictures. And he did it all. So you can't, this is jack-off material. Now all of this stuff is flooded on the internet. And if you look at my main page, that I have finally got 1 million unique followers. I did not buy any of them. That's why it took so long to get the 1 million followers. Is because I can't even post twerk videos or nudity or anything because I will get flagged. But you can go to anybody else's page. They got photos of them with booty shorts on, twerking. I can't even put that on my main page. I get flagged. I gotten flagged for a photo of me with my legs crossed, with my hair, my hands pulling my hair up, and just because my eye was showing, I got flagged. People hold me to a different standard, so my page is completely PG-13. Right. Like, when my twerk videos, I have on a dress or some pants. Like, I don't show no nudity of any kind. And when people pay me to do promo on my Instagram, I say no nudity of any kind. And they'll send me this, and I'm like, look, nudity don't necessarily mean twat, booty hole, and nipples. I mean, I can't show your cleavage like that. I can't show your booty cheeks like that. So I feel like you can wear a sexy dress, but I can't, I can't jeopardize my page being taken down for or whatever I'm charging them, for you showing your ass. I just can't do it. Yeah. Now, I have 3 fan pages, which are the only 3 pages I'm following on my main Instagram account, The Real Pinky Triple X. If you go to who I'm following, people will be like, damn, why are you only following yourself? I was following thousands of people, right? Yeah. And one day, because my man was like, I erased my Instagram page, this and that, and he like, but if I go on your page, all the people I unfollowed and all the girls I'm not trying to look at, you following them. So I was like, you know what? That's a good point. Then I'm like, a lot of these people, you only follow them because they asked you to follow them. Are you trying to be nice? But do I really want to see your post? Do I really even care about your life and what you're doing? No. I only want to follow cute kittens and puppies and food and how to make this and how to make that, or makeup tutorials or clothes or, comedy or something that's interesting to me. I'm not a man. I don't want to see your booty. I don't want to see that. It's like, you're pretty, you look good, I'll like it. I'll even maybe go check it out on my own and be like, I like this picture of her, I'm going to shout her out because she look cute right here on my own. But I don't want to see booty on my timeline because I'm not a man, I don't have a penis, I'm not attracted to women. That don't get me off. So, but I still didn't follow everybody. What happened was, somebody just attacked me, started flagging my page, even though I didn't have anything inappropriate, and I lost my page. So I kept emailing, and at first I didn't get a response. And I finally emailed Instagram and said, you know what? I sent you guys a copy. I was like, about a year ago, I reported the fake pages of me. Yeah. And you guys asked me to send my ID. I sent you my California ID and my Instagram, and you guys took down the pages that I reported that were fake, but in the process, you blocked me out my own account. So I had to buy a whole nother device in order to get into my Instagram. So I told them this, and this was a year ago before they erased it, and I was like, I am fully aware of the community guidelines. I respect them, and although I am a porn star, I feel like there's a time and place for that. I do not promote or have anything explicit on my page. If you go and look over my page, you will see that, and I don't appreciate you guys not giving my page back or even taking my page down and not even looking at what's on my page and just automatically, just because I was flagged, taking it down. But besides that, there are several people on the internet pretending to be me and putting all kinds of inappropriate image of me out, but you're not taking that down, you take me down. And I'm talking about, I said all of this crap, like hella long ass email, and then the next day they gave me my thing back. And so after that, I was like, you know what? The three promo pages, because I had 3 promo pages I put up. One of them I had already had because my man had a fan page of me, and that's kind of like how we met in a way, because he had a fan page of me. And so the other 2 I created when my page got taken down. So page back, I said, you know what? I'm not going to erase these 3 pages. I'm going to keep these 3 pages and let these 3 pages be where I do post my little booty pictures and stuff like that. So that if it does get shut down, Well, actually, I did 3 pages, and then the 4th page was the one my man had. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna unfollow everybody as a marketing thing, because if I'm only following these 3 pages, then people are more likely to see them and go to them, because that's the only people I'm following.
Yeah.
So it wasn't even like, oh, fuck this person, fuck that person. It took me a week. It took me a week to unfollow everybody and only follow my 3 fan pages. So, of course, people was personally hitting me on all the social media, my phone, like, damn, you stopped following me. And I was just like, you sound hella weak, because if you notice, I unfollowed everyone. Hello. So they was feeling some type of way, and I'm like, dude, this is business.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I follow you from my personal page all day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Or you might even have my phone number, or we might be on Facebook together. Well, I need to follow you on my Instagram page. That's my main page. That's for business anyway. This is business.
Yeah.
So the only 3 followers I'm following are my other promo pages, just so it can get more attention.
Yeah.
So that the photos I can't post on my main page, they can get a little booty action over there. And, it's motivating. It's like, oh, okay, well, she ain't trying to not show us nothing. Oh, okay, it's over here. And then if I lose that page, then so be it, because it's not my main page, But it's good for marketing, because sometimes I might make 2 different short videos. I might make one that's PG-13, and then I might make one that's like, with my little fishnets on. And it's still not bad. It's just I can't post it on my main page, And then I'll post it there, and then that's a way that I can still get more members and subscribers to the stuff that I got going on. So it's just all business.
Okay. Do you think it's more so they flag it because you got so many followers? They figure if you post them kind of pictures, that can actually draw in mass amount of uncharitable money for you.
It could be hating on that type of level, but I'm just used to it. People have been hating on me on a whole nother level for a long time.
Yeah.
And even when I first started, man, people was like, I was reading the comments online, because the guy I dated, he used to frequent all those secret websites, She the ugliest girl in porn. She looked like a man. They was going bad, but what I found out is these was guys who personally knew me from the club. They didn't want me to be successful, because they didn't want me to blow up, and then they never see me again.
Yeah.
And when I was because what a lot of people don't know is, before I even met a porn star or went to LA or Miami to shoot, I was producing my own movies, and like a professional movie, everything, but with amateurs.
Yeah.
And I was selling them to the local porn stores and wholesale, and I was selling them full price for $40 each at the strip club I worked at.
Okay.
And it was a slow night, and it was a guy who is not even my regular. He was an older guy. He was somebody else's regular. And it was like literally nobody really in the club that night. So I went, sat on his lap. He owed her, and I'm like, asked him if he wanted a lap dance. He said yeah. He gave me my little money, did the little dance. Then I reached in my little bag, asked him if he wanted to buy a DVD. He straight up told me, now why would I do that? He's like, if I buy your movie and you do good on this here, then I ain't gonna never see you again. And I'm not gonna do that. So if this is a guy who not even my regular, who feel like this and want to see me fail and don't want to support me because he afraid he not gonna see me again, and I ain't even your girl. You see somebody else.
Yeah.
So imagine the ones who see me regularly and I have personal customer, relations or whatever with.
Yeah.
So I feel like sometimes the hate just be on another level. It's like I was getting death threats.
Damn.
It's bad. I was like scared to go to my first AVN award because I thought somebody was gonna assassinate me. But it's just all fear and negativity because they don't want to see you go.
Yeah.
They don't want to stop having access to the best piece of ass they ever had in their life. Because what I did is, once I did say I'm going to LA and I'm actually going to be a porn star, I was winging people off like, look, you know, I'm only allowed to have sex with people in the industry now. And I'm only doing this. I'm only dancing. I'm only doing this. I'm only doing that. I'm only working at the club. I'm not seeing dates outside anymore. Like, I eventually, you know, faded to black with all that extra stuff that I was doing.
Yeah.
But then when I got in the industry, it made girls resent me. It made them feel like, this bitch thinks she better than us, or she lying. I know that bitch be charging like 5 racks to this, and that.
Yeah.
Or people will call me like, oh, so-and-so trying to hook up with different celebrities, rappers, athletes, and I would turn them down. So it made people, like, it bridged the gap. She thinks she better than us.
Mm.
But it's like, you don't know what I experienced before I even been in the porn star.
Yeah.
Right? You hoes was brand new to the business. I wasn't brand new when I got in the business. So I had already done shit and seen shit and already made a grown woman decision that that's not what I wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But when you come into the industry, everybody try to make it seem like, oh, it's just one big success. Yeah, girl. Or, all right, you do porn, you a hoe. So you gonna be hoeing, and I'm the director, and nobody's here yet. So how about I give you a couple $100 suck my dick before everybody get here? Wow. Or okay, well we got this autograph signing tour, and we're gonna send these girls out to these different stores, and we want you to have sex with the store owner so they'll buy more DVDs from our company. Like, everything is encouraged. It's encouraged. That nothing. It's all the same. It's all the same. What they not realizing is I've been there and done all of that.
Yeah.
That's not what I wanted to do. So it's not to say I knock your hustle. If this is what you do, I don't did all of that. I don't want to do it no more. It ain't that I ain't did it. I don't did all of that for a lot less, you know, with more people. So it's not to say that, so it's just people only knowing what you show them and what they see, but not knowing what you from or where you from or how you came about, you know? So, but, you know, everybody had a story. It's some girls in the industry who answer the ad about being in a music video and end up doing porn, you know? So it's a lot of people who get taken advantage of because anytime you put sex in an equation, it can confuse people.
Yeah, it does. You got anything else to add, Billions?
Have you ever suffered from depression from this business?
Yeah. The only time was, well, actually, it was more than one time, but it was for different reasons. The first time I felt depressed is because I was young, I was fine, I had a good body, I felt like I was a good dancer and a good moneymaker, and I was in the locker room, and it was slow. And I felt like, looking at myself in this mirror, like, I know somewhere in this country it's going down, and I'm not there, and I really want to make some money, and it's slow up there. So I felt depressed because I wanted to make money, and I had all this energy, and I felt like it was going to waste because I was at a club somewhere on a Monday that is doing bad. And sure enough, Monday at Magic City in Atlanta is the big money night. So you could be in one part of the country that's super slow and another part of the country is going down. So I was not wrong about that. So the first depression was not making the money on a slow night. And you so addicted to money that you could have made $2,000 the day before. It don't matter. The next day, this is a whole new day.
Right?
It's a whole new day. It don't matter how good of a weekend or how you did good 4-5 days in a row. Every day's a new day. Every day you're trying to make a year better. So my first feeling of being depressed was having a slow night or feeling like everybody's telling you no, and you just feel like, damn, something wrong with me? Or why is everybody saying no? It's nobody here. The people that is here are saying no. So I feel like that's depressing.
Yeah.
Okay. Then that's kind of innocent, you know, but a real depression I felt was the second time people had started a rumor that I had HIV. It was like the first time, it wasn't so bad. I kind of brushed it off, kept it moving. But the second time, it was just like worse. It was like damn, how can I be so stupid? It wasn't a depression. It was more like I kind of felt like I gave up on people. And I felt like I gave up on people who were my pretend fans. And it kind of busted my bubble. Like, boop. It was like I had experienced so much love, and I just didn't. I mean, except for in the beginning, I was getting death threats. But I learned that, that wasn't really real. It was just guys hoping I wouldn't become successful because they would miss me. But I just wasn't experiencing that because, for almost 9 years, I was traveling every weekend back to back to different cities and getting all this love and to this day, So it's kind of like I got wrapped up with the internet and just me seeing how negative people are. Oh, that's what she get. I hope she die. Like, damn, you somebody who whacked off to my movies or watched it with your man. Like, I deserve to die. You wasn't saying that when you was watching my shit.
Yeah.
Like,
right.
Where is all
everybody has
watched
at least one of your movies.
So it's like, how could you be so stupid? Like, so anybody could put a picture up of me and say anything, and you gonna believe it? Like, so it was very disappointing, but it didn't hit me right then and there. It took a long time. It was kind of like, so I didn't immediately get depressed, but over time, I just lost more and more and more and more interest in doing stuff and being involved with stuff. And so I feel like the whole situation is depressing. It wasn't like I was just moping around the house like, man, look what they said about me. It wasn't like that. It was just the effect it had gradually over time made me lose interest and made me see people in a different way that I hadn't before, and the whole experience was just depressing. But other than that, I was just built a certain kind of way to where the stuff that I was doing, I didn't really have any emotional attachment to it, so it didn't bother me. So it just was like nothing to me. You know what I mean? So I was never really depressed. The only time I ever felt depressed is when I felt like I had capability and potential to do more and make more money, and I wasn't being able to do it. Like, that really bothered me when I was, hustling as a stripper younger. Like, that was like the thing. Like, I was addicted to making money like crack. It was a point in time where I thought that I was going to be a prostitute my entire life. And prostitute, I know people are negative. Oh, it's all the same. I'm talking about literally going on dates, posting ads or meeting guys at the club, leaving with them, going to their house, going to the hotel, meeting at hot tubs. I'm talking about that. I never thought it would be a day that I wasn't going to be having sex for money. I mean, person to person. So for me to put myself in a situation, where I didn't have to do that, that was a success in itself. So me doing porn, to me, in my life at the time, was me taking it to another level. Really taking it to another level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me to be judged by other people in the industry because I'm turning them down to see them in a regular, or because so-and-so who's a platinum artist or whoever, it's like they don't understand that I was really about that life. Like smoking a crack smoker would be, or heroin user. I was addicted to that. So for me, the backside would be someone who was an alcoholic and was clean, or someone who was a heroin or crack addict and was clean and stopped to go and say, hey, you want to hit this crack pipe again? No, I don't want to do it. I don't. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter how much money you offer me, because I don't want to do it. That's not what I'm doing all this for.
Yeah.
If that was the case, I would have continued to do that and never put myself out there as a porn star. And it's not that I was addicted to the sex. I was addicted to the money, and that's all I knew. And that's just what it was. The people I was around, they made it seem like it was normal, and everybody was doing it. And I was young. So it was like, so to me, that was a success in itself. So that's why I say, you know how they say when snakes grow or something, like how they shed skin?
Yeah.
I feel like your mind, your brain does that when it's like you grow. Like certain things, you shed that skin and you grow, or you do something different or something new.
You
it's like
shed it and it's no longer relevant.
Yeah, things that's appropriate in your teens, when you get a little bit older, it's not appropriate no more. So I feel like it was just a growing process, the stuff that I did that, I don't recommend everybody grow that way. Everybody got their own story, but some of those things that I did, 4 or 5 years after that and or today, is not appropriate. Just like I don't shoot scenes with guys anymore. I never really announced it to anybody. I kind of just stopped doing it, but I just don't. I feel like I'm past that.
Yeah.
That's just not me anymore. But 2 years ago, I was still doing it. So I think some people try to limit people and judge people, but who's to say? I mean, it's people like, for instance, Will Smith. He was a rapper, and now he's a successful actor.
Right.
What if he was only told, or I'm sure somebody told him he wouldn't be able to do it, or you should just stick to rapping? Or look at Jamie Foxx. I love his music, and he acts. You can't ever say what somebody is supposed to be doing. You don't know what people are capable of,
Yeah.
Just like I had did music for a while, and I was successful at it while I was doing it. I got a lot of shows. I got a lot of people to pay me for features. I had a good run while I was interested in doing it.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people supported me. It was still going to be some people to be like, oh, you should stick to this, you should stick to that. But now, man, it's hella bitches out there with some whack-ass shit. So, it's like, I look back and be like, damn, my music was better than I thought after looking at them.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. So, that was the only thing that made me feel like depressed or whatever.
Too cool to come 24/7.